$1.7 million in 20 years to finance this operation. That's an example of what one person can do. Cost me tens of millions of dollars a year to run this operation, and you, the listeners, have come and supported us with the high-quality products at InfoWarsStore.com, and we've put 95% of that money back into the operation after taxes, and it's had a huge effect, so I salute you all. You have helped forge this sword. It's already had such a great effect. It is InfoWars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And you've helped forge this sword that I know that if we take the proper actions, it can be the weapon that begins to open up the veins of the globalists of the information war, and we will bring them down. We're here. We're real. 110% on the battlefield, committed to human liberty, committed to fair play, committed to a level playing field, committed to empowering families, committed to self-defense, committed to space travel and victory and innovation. When we come back, we'll tell you what the enemy's into. And the major news organization with more than 50 crew members, with the nightly news, the documentary films, everything we do that reaches more than 20 million people a week, Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And the films that have been seen, it's ridiculous amounts. We have one YouTube channel with 500 million views total. It's like 3 times that. It's just amazing. And we can change the course of history if we just realize that we have power. That's what it takes. And we're not dead, that we're not in a coma. The whole social engineering program is about keeping us in a coma. Now, just look at the stacks of news I have here. Because I didn't start pontificating about this radio show because I had lack of news. I mean, it just all ties together. And it's all so epic, so incredible that I can't even give credence to breaking it down. Look at this story from Friday. It's up on DrudgeReport.com right now. It's by Paul Joseph Watson, Infowars.com. And you can go right to the Davos, Switzerland website and watch the video where they announce global government's here and that government mosquito drones will extract your DNA, forcibly inoculate you. And they said, quote, privacy is dead, they announced. Eric Schmidt announced the same thing from Google. This was from a Professor Seltzer in computer science at Harvard University. That's one article out of 200 plus I've got here. They're all just as insane. It's not me saying all this. It's what they're building. And the paradigm shift is, for the first 10, 15 years or so, I was covering stuff that was in white papers, government documents, legislation, stuff listeners were mailing me that, you know, worked at universities, trade publications. And people hear this stuff and think, you're crazy. Now it's just out in the open. So we've kind of crossed that event horizon Rubicon now, where some people go, okay, global government's being formed. What's the big deal? You know, on Star Trek, it's a global government. It's all going to be kumbaya, happy, lovey, and the planet's like some giant Whole Foods with trendies walking around. That's only the first level of the takeover to make you think it's going to bring you success, in the establishment's own words. In the end game, it's hell on earth, and I want to break that down right now. But first off, Edward Snowden, Apple iPhone with secret eye feature allows government to spy on you. That's old news, but there he said it. Greece's anti-bailout party wins election. Death of prosecutor shakes faith in president in Argentina. Government institutions. I mean, he said they're going to kill me, and they killed him. And now they're calling it a conspiracy theory if you question it. It doesn't work anymore to say that. Major blizzard. De Blasio says it could be the biggest snowstorm ever to hit the city. Al Gore says, well, that the cold weather is caused by global warming. Iran lawmakers drafting law on nuclear enrichment hike. So the West is suddenly allied with Iran, and they're suddenly saying they're going to blow up Israel and create nuclear weapons and all the rest of it. It's just crazy. And meanwhile, our government's also backing Saudi Arabia and Al-Qaeda running around under the name ISIS. China admittedly is going into depression. That's the London Guardian. We predicted that years ago. Harry Dent and other Harvey Dent and others, not the comic book character, but Harry Dent, not Harvey Dent. We should get him back on. I tell you, that guy's amazing. We'll also get into hating whitey. Arizona State stirs pot teaching the problem of whites class. See, the problem is white people. Yeah, that's 7% of the world population. Let's just get rid of them. We'll get rid of Beethoven and rocket ships as well. We're going to get to that. Palin says she's seriously interested in 2016 campaign. Hey, I'll say it. Palin's a lot better than Jeb Bush or Chris Christie. She's the real deal. And that's why the system attacks her and says she's dumb because she's a woman with these fake feminist dirtbags that are really just social controllers that want to dominate women and lecture to them and not let them make their own decisions. Every fake leftist feminist doesn't want a woman to be armed. That right there shows you don't care about women. I mean, Sarah Palin is so much better than the current so-called neocon leadership of the Republican Party. Now, is she as good as a Rand Paul or a Ted Cruz? No. But she'd make a hell of a VP. That's a winning ticket right there. Let's continue. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine Cruz, Palin? And I'm sorry, if she was as smart or as constitutional as a Ted Cruz, I'd say her. But, I mean, I've listened to them both, read their writings. They're both really smart. I don't think in the law and giving slick speeches, I'm as good as Ted Cruz. I'm sorry, he's just more presidential. It's just the winning ticket is Ted Cruz, Sarah Palin, or Rand Paul, Sarah Palin. I mean, just it cannot be beaten. Look at every Democrat. I'm sorry, I'm salivating. Oh, we could just turn our power plants back on and just not sell the country out to derivatives and get rid of and repeal Obamacare. That'd save the country right there. I'm sorry. I'm having, oh, they call them precipitation dreams. I better stop right now. So we've got that in the stack. We've got this whole Seahawks, Ballgate, Inflategate, Deflategate. And the Patriots have said they've done nothing wrong. The reason this story is important is that it shows how the public loves a conspiracy theory that doesn't affect anything real, other than your fantasy football, I guess, or your gambling. Who cares if the New England Patriots cheated? It's a game. It's entertainment. All these teams are cheating. They're all on roids. They're all on growth hormone. I mean, most of them are. There's a constant corruption. They're on drugs. They're injecting them with painkillers in their knees. Everyone knows this. Of course they're being brain damaged. Of course it's a scam. Of course, but it doesn't. They're not taxing us, other than their fake football stadiums that we have to pay for. They're not taking my guns. They're not putting fluoride in my water. But people love a go. Oh, yeah. The Patriots, they're involved in a conspiracy, and everybody wants to email me and talk about it and go over every level of it and why the teams bring their own balls and everything else. And there's all the ball jokes that go along with it. How is there a conspiracy here, but there's not with LIBOR and world interest rates or the private Federal Reserve or derivatives? I mean, that's what really affects you. That's where you're really being screwed over. But it's boring suits and ties. I mean, who cares? So let's cover this right now. Patriots say they followed the rules and accept no blame. Belichick says 100% Patriots did nothing wrong. Well, there's referees that you see handling those balls. I mean, they love to squeeze on them and see if they're inflated or not. And, you know, by the end of the game, I guess do they drain them before they pass them on to, like, sell them on the eBay or whatever? Or is that Obama?
Several months back, I started taking your nascent iodine and your super meal. Prior to this, I was barely walking. Now I'm able to function as a human again.
InfoWarsLife.com. You've heard the callers to the show.
Your products are great. I use DNA Force. I use XQ.
Thank you.
Super Male Vitality and Lung Cleanse. Every day, they're great stuff.
Whether it's Survival Shield Nascent Iodine or DNA Force, Super Male Vitality, Super Female Vitality, Lung Cleanse, Fluoride Shield, Oxy Powder, I believe that all of these products will blow you away like they've done the thousands of other customers that have visited InfoWarsLife.com.
That's true. Just amazing what it's able to do to actually detox the body. It's great stuff.
Check out InfoWarsLife.com today and the entire